certainly interrupted the testimony, didn't it?
Yeah, let's go back to courtroom 5D again as we see technology being worked out.
Gordon Paul Pleasant.
Can you hear it?
Okay, we'll try it again. We're just trying to set up some audio problems. I'm going to try that again and ask that you tell me, and just hold on one sec. Say your name again.
Gordon Paul Pleasant.
Is that working on?
Yes, thank you.
Just have a second to get reorganized.
I didn't hear the last word.
He said his name, Pleasance, Pleasants.
We have other options. If this doesn't work, I have a speaker I can hook up to if I'm going to try this. So we'll see where we go. Because I'm afraid of feedback with my voice. Again, just to check and make sure that the audio is now working okay. Tell me again how long you have been working for at Seminole State College.
Approximately 3 years.
Is that acceptable? Okay. And if I might first quick
Yes, you may.
Again, good morning, Professor. My name is Mark O'Mara. I represent George Zimmerman in this case, and I have a few questions to ask you, okay?
Okay.
Great. You mentioned, I think, that this, in fact, was an online course, correct?
Correct.
And there was no classroom appearance, correct?
There's no required classroom appearance. I did have a mock crime scene where students could voluntarily attend, which Mr. Zimmerman did.
Great, and we'll talk about that a bit more in a second. There was also a course book that was identified, correct?
Correct.
But in order to take the tests or the quizzes you gave, was there a need to actually read that book?
There weren't actually tests for this course. We actually had a workbook where they would investigate a homicide from the beginning to the end, and the textbook was to assist with that at the end of the discussions.
Okay, so when I look at State's Exhibit 201, which is an excerpt from that textbook, you could not give testimony today that this was even covered in class, correct?
Yeah, I can't guarantee that that was discussed back and forth with the students.
Well, yeah, and again, we may have some audio difficulty. I'm going to ask you to repeat that last question when I asked you that you could not even tell us here today whether or not this was even discussed in class, correct?
Yes, or if he read the material.
Or the, excuse me?
Or if he read that material.
Or that they read that material. So it cannot be your testimony here today that, for example, Mr. Zimmerman, being a class participant, even read any of the book, correct?
That's correct, and we do have students that do that.
And this portion that talks about profiling, geographic or criminal profiling, there was no coursework that even touched on that subject, was there?
No, there was not.
There's also another one talks about strategies for excelling as a witness. Was that discussed in coursework at all?
Let me check. That might have been a discussion topic, but give me a second.
The second half of that question again, sir?
Yes, sir.
Answer?
I said I need to check. That might have been one of our discussion topics.
Okay. And can you testify here today whether or not George Zimmerman was even present for any of that discussion on the online course?
He was participated in all of the different discussions that we had.
And how is that documented, just so we know?
It's through the Sakai management system, and any of the discussions that we have, since they're in writing, they're maintained, and I can pretty much go back at any time and look at those.
I'm sorry, the last half of that answer, sir?
at any time and look at those discussions that the student participated in.
Okay, and now are those records somewhere available to you?
Yes, they are.
Okay. You don't have them with you today, though?
I actually have printouts of the discussion. That's what I'm looking through right now to see if we covered testimony.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll take a moment to see if you can review those and then tell us about that.
And in order like that was not covered in the discussion.
Just repeat that one more time, if you would, sir.
On review of the material showed that it looks like that was not covered in discussions.
Okay. So the issue concerning strategies as a witness or testifying under cross-examination were not covered in your coursework?
Is more than one. The book was
I'm sorry. I'm going to ask the question again because I couldn't understand your answer. Understanding again that we have some audio difficulties. Was there any discussion about testifying or acting as how to be a witness in your coursework? Yes or no?
like I said, it was part of the required reading, but we didn't address it in the discussions or the actual course.
Okay. It was in the book, correct? Sir, it was in the book, correct?
Yes, it was.
Okay. But it was not discussed in any of the coursework. Is that also correct?
It does look like it was not discussed.
Okay, thank you. And in preparing, in applying for the course, you actually had the students fill out an initial information sheet, correct?
No, we did have an introduction discussion. The first week of class.
Okay, and in that introduction discussion, what did George Zimmerman tell you was his career goal?
He said that his goal was to become an attorney and eventually a prosecutor.
He wanted to become
An attorney and prosecutor.
an attorney and eventually a prosecutor.
Yes.
And that was his career goal that he gave to you back in 2011, you said, in summer?
Yes, he posted that on June 23rd of 2011.
Okay. I'm going to have a moment, Your Honor.
Yes, you may.
I don't have anything else. Do you have any?
No, Your
Okay,
Then I can just-
Mr. Pleasance, you are excused. Thank you very much, sir.
Your Honor, speaker, did you hear that the judge just excused from further testimony in this case?
And I understand.
Yes, you are excused by Judge Nelson. There are no other questions. Appreciate your time.
Thank you for your assistance. State, call your next witness.